Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. "Only this and nothing more." Distinctly I remember it was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I had sought to borrow from my books her kiss of sorrow, sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels named Lenore, nameless here forevermore. And the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before, so that now I still the beating of my heart I stood repeating. "'Tis some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door, some late visitor entrancing at my chamber door. This is it and nothing more." Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. "Sir," said I, "or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore. But the fact is I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard you. Here I opened wide the door, darkness there, and nothing more." Deep into the darkness peering, long I stood there wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the stillness gave no token, and the only word there spoken was the whispered word, "Lenore." This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word, "Lenore." Merely this and nothing more. Back into the chamber turning, all my souls within me burning, soon again I heard a tapping somewhat louder than before. "Surely," said I, "surely that is nothing at my window lattice. Let me see then what there it is at this mystery implore. Let my heart be still a moment and this mystery implore. 'Tis the wind and nothing more." Open here I flung the shutter, when with many a flirt and flutter in there stepped a stately raven of the saintly days of yore. Not the least obeisance made he, not a minute dropped or stayed he, but with mien of lord a lady, perched above my chamber door, perched upon a bust of Pallas just above my chamber door, perched and sat, nothing more. Then this ebony bird beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, by the grave and stir decorum of the countenance it wore. "Thou thy crest be sure and shaven, thou," I said, "art sure no craven, ghastly cream and ancient raven, wandering from the nightly shore. Tell me what thy lordly name is on the night's Plutonian shore." Quoth the raven, "Nevermore." "Prophet," said I, "thing of evil, prophet still, if but a devil, by that heaven that bends above us, by that God we both adore. Tell this soul with sorrow laden, if within the distant Eden it shall clasp a sainted maiden whom the angels name Lenore. Clasp a rare and radiant maiden whom the angels name Lenore." Quoth the raven, "Nevermore." Be that word our sign of parting, bird of fear, and I shrieked upstarting. "Get thee back into the tempest on the night's plutonium shore. Leave no black plumes a token of the lie thou shalt have spoken. Leave thou loneliness unbroken, quiet the bust above my door. Take thy beak from out of my heart, and take thy form from off my door." Quoth the raven, "Nevermore." And the raven, never fitting, still is sitting on the pallid bust of Pallas just above my chamber door. And his eyes have all the seeing of a demon that is dreaming, and the lamp's light o'er him steaming throws his shadows on the floor. And my soul from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted nevermore.